friends, and welcome back to Moment of Music with Miss Sloan. Before we start our lesson today, I want to show you something cool that I just saw on Google. So, Google has these things that they do nearly every day called Google Doodles, and this one goes along with one of our lessons from a few weeks ago. So, I'm going to show you how it works. Does that look familiar? So I just wanted to show you this so you can explore it on your own today. All right, friends, let's move on to our music lesson for the day. This is part 2 in our series about musicians from North Carolina. We have 4 musicians to talk about today, and all of them are very different. Some of them were born here in North Carolina. Others just spent a lot of their childhood or life in North Carolina. So they are important to the music history right here in our state. So let's go ahead and get started. The first person that we're going to talk about is George Clinton. He is still alive. He was born in Kannapolis, North Carolina in 1941, which makes him 78 years old. Look at that hair, guys. The name of his band is Parliament Funkadelic, so that should tell you right there what kind of music he's famous for. He has been making music for over 60 years, and he's been a producer for other big-name musicians. His most famous song that you would know is called Atomic Dog. Super fun. It's a really good song to dance to. Our next group, it's not a person, the next group we're going to talk about is the Avett Brothers. Those of you from Fairview and New Salem, Miss Brown is a huge Avett Brothers fan. Those of you who are only at Fairview, Miss Dawson is a huge Avett Brothers fan, which makes sense because they are from Concord, North Carolina, which is where Miss Dawson lives too. It is a folk rock Americana band that was created by 2 brothers, Seth and Scott Avett. They are not the only members of this band, but they are the founding members. That's who's in this picture. They come from a very musical family. Their dad is a guitarist. Their grandma was a famous, well, not really famous, but she was a very talented classical piano player. They have been nominated for several Grammys, but they have yet to win one. They have several famous songs that have been used in TV shows and movies, but the one we're going to listen to a clip of is called I and Love and You. Sounds a lot different than George Clinton.
Load the car and ride the note. Grab your bag and
I'll skip ahead a little.
My hands they shake, my head spins. Oh, Brooklyn, take me in.
Their music just makes you feel so good. Or at least me. It makes me feel really good. The next person we're going to talk about, again, is very different than George Clinton and the Avett Brothers. And it is a woman named Roberta Flack. I think this might be my favorite one on the list today. Roberta Flack was born in Black Mountain, North Carolina in 1937, which makes her 83 years old. Fun fact, Black Mountain is Mr. Sloan and I's very favorite place in North Carolina, and we go there several times a year as our escape, as our vacation place. We love it so much, and we can't wait to go back after all of the COVID-19 craziness is over. Roberta Flack is an excellent piano player, so good that she went to Howard University at 15 years old on a full piano scholarship. She performs jazz music, soul music, and R&B music. Her two most famous songs that I at least thought were the most famous are called The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face and Killing Me Softly with His Song. Killing Me Softly is the one that we're going to listen to. There's another famous version of this by a group called the Fugees, and that might be the one you've heard, but this is the Roberta Flack version.
Singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
It's a really good song. You should check it out. And the last person that has North Carolina ties that we're going to talk about today is obviously James Taylor. Now, James Taylor's a little different than the other ones we've talked about. He was not born in North Carolina. He was actually born in Massachusetts in 1941, which makes him 72 years old. However, his father ended up being a professor at University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and eventually became the dean of medicine there. So that's a pretty big job. So James Taylor spent almost his whole childhood in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. He considers that to be his hometown. He started playing the cello in North Carolina before he ever started playing guitar, which is interesting to me because I've never seen him play a cello, but he's incredible at the guitar. He has won 9 Grammy Awards in his lifetime. And it's not on the screen right here, but another fun fact about him is that a pretty famous musician named Taylor Swift, she's named after James Taylor. I read that today and thought that was super cool. Now, he has lots and lots and lots of famous songs. Fire and Rain is one of them. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. You've maybe heard that one. But any good North Carolina resident knows this famous song, Gone to Carolina in My Mind.
A silver tear appearing now, I'm crying, ain't I? Gone to Carolina in my mind.
That's some more music that just makes me feel so good and just makes me want to be in all of my favorite places in North Carolina. I hope you enjoyed learning about different musicians with ties to North Carolina, the great old North state that we call home. Remember, friends, that I miss you, that I think about you all the time, and that I am ready to share some music history with you in the classroom again soon. Happy Thursday! Don't float away.